All right,
All right.
pre-show shenanigans. So if you guys watch the podcast, this will be much more obvious than if you listen. Uh, I don't know about you, Grant, but I have gone through a literal civil war inside of my body the last 4 days, fighting off seasonal allergies and the pollen
Oh,
that has infected my body. Um, so if you see me with Pete Davidson, very red, puffy eyes, that most likely
okay.
is why. It's not because I'm emotionally distressed because Kirk Cousins is no longer on the team. It is
That could be a
because
slight
it,
factor
it
to
might
it.
have a slight factor. It's fully because of the fact that Paulin is single-handedly making me want to question my life decisions right now.
Well, we had a lot of emotional emotional breakups happen today. I'll be diving into my specifically with Ohio State's running back coach, or no longer running back coach. But yeah, a lot of a lot of breakups. Mike Williams, another little breakup for me, even though that one was
That's a happy
very
breakup.
expected.
Yeah.
Um, but in a way, a kind of happy relief that Khalil Mack staying. When we were going over the four big paid players on the Chargers that could be cut or traded, I guess I never considered the restructure and keeping
Well, yeah, the
one of
reason why was because it kicks the can down the road, which is kind of
yeah
another
yeah
problem.
but screw it, let's worry about it next year, right? Right.
Yikes. Yeesh.
uh if they're well we'll say it for the show, but I guess they're the only non-injury prone person who hasn't spent most of his career with the Chargers, Khalil Mack. I guess if you were to keep one of them, that is the safest, even though he's the oldest, and even though he
Yes.
plays like, despite being the oldest, he is the least injury prone, which is pretty funny to say. So I guess there is that. I still think Joey Bosa is probably going to get traded though. That's just me.
Yeah, they just needed to get under that cap number.
Apparently, they technically are right
Yes,
now.
that was the Michael Williams cut with the restructure. Those two moves got them up.
I think they're like maybe 1 million cap space right now. So like they still
Yeah,
need to make
about
more
a
money.
hundred thousand dollars of flexibility.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
okay.
they still need to make some moves. All
The
right,
Chargers
like
and the Saints would be the two teams that would get like literally $2 over, like under the cap, and be like, "We're good. We're good. $2 under the cap. We're
yeah,
fine."
definitely. No, that's how we operate. The Spanos family, it's like barely as long as that salary cap is not red, as long as that number is not red, they're chilling. Doesn't need to be green. It could just be a standard $0.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually the goal. That is the goal. They want it to be a perfect zero. $0 wasted.
Yeah, you want to use up all of your resources, right? Like you want to perfectly maximize your
Exactly.
opportunities there.
Exactly. And how just get a new accounting firm to do it every year. You keep firing them every year because you're like, geez, you guys are awful at this. It's like, yeah, because you created this fucking mess. But yeah,
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 Tom. Yeah, Tom.
yeah. Hey, giving out 110 to Christian Wilkins, he's creating another problem in Vegas. So I can't wait to
Gosh.
see how that one goes. How that one goes down. He loves paying his linemen. He loves doing it. But yeah, okay. Honestly, that was a pretty nice little pre-show. Talking about sports. Kind of a new one every once in a while. But you know what? I think we're just gonna dive into it off of that. All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 204. Everett, the Dodgers are going to Korea today, technically, when this comes out. We have a snake in Columbus, and we have, I guess, some cuts, some signings to go over in NFL. A lot to go over today. Honestly, it's actually a damn shame that I took a break last spring break to miss the free agency week of NFL. That was really bad. I'll never do it again. That's why I'm here right now,
Yeah,
ready
there's
to
a
produce.
reason why we do not get days off with this job.
The
We
only
learned the hard
time
way.
we get days off is Mardi Gras,
Yeah, no, that was
which was Super Bowl week. Pretty bad time to take a day off, but hey, it's
you
all
know
right.
what?
It's all right.
We still got both both, I say in quotations, episodes out that week. We still had an
Yeah,
episode that week.
in theory, but yeah, okay. I think we'll start off with MLB. Dodgers are going to Korea. We are on our way to I don't know exactly where.
Seoul,
Uh, yeah, I
I
was
believe
gonna
it's Seoul,
guess that's where
Korea.
it's gonna be played. I don't know exactly where. We're assuming that's the place. We are going to Korea, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Glasnow has been looking really nice recently. Okay, he will be the game one starter in Korea. Our game two starter though, Yamamoto has been looking dog cheeks. But okay, we'll start with the good, then end with the bad. Tyler Glasnow the other day went 5 in the third. Everett, no hits, one
Yeah,
walk, 8
disgusting,
K. Uh,
disgusting.
Beautiful stat line out of Glasnow. The big concerns are the durability issues, but whenever he is available, he is disgusting. So we're expecting big things out of Glasnow, big things. But the other $300 million man, Yamamoto, my God, holy shit! I got his numbers exactly from today, right now, Everett. 4 2/3. Uh, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Gets him up to an 8.38 ERA this spring. Not what you want to see, especially when Yamamoto will be making his start in 8 days from today.
As
Well,
our
when this
second
video comes
pitcher.
out, 7 days. So that is not what you want to see. Not what we like. Could be a tip issue problem. Could just be maybe he's just sucking a little bit. Maybe it's just spring training. We don't need to worry about it. We'll worry about it next week if it
We'll
becomes a problem in
find
a
out
real
next
game.
week is really
So
the answer to all
I
of our
think that's what we're
questions.
kind of banking on right now. Hopefully, it's just spring training, and just
Yeah,
don't worry
otherwise
about it.
Mark Pryor's got his hands full.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, Mark Pryor's got a mission and a half this year. But yeah, we are on our way. Overall, as a team, I'm pretty sure we are leading MLB in every single hitting stat. I know we're getting smoked right now, 8-1 by the Mariners, Teoscar's old team, but
Ugh, who cares? Spring ball.
overall, we have a ridiculous lineup this year. The front three is stupid. Mookie with a 441, 513, 618 slash. Otani with a 500, 577, 909 slash. 909 fucking slugging. All right.
Gross. Absolutely foul.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the 1 through 3 is ridiculous right now. Also, Teoscar is doing really well. I would say Altman's also doing very well. 370, 469, 704 slash. Shit, Altman might be batting 6 to start the year. Will Smith's been doing pretty shit. Recently, he's been heating up, though, so that's what we like to see. Start off very slow, but I'm excited to see what the hitters can do to start off. And knowing the MLB, I'm expecting some juiced balls for this Korean series. They want home
Oh
runs.
yeah,
So
especially
I'm
considering the
expecting.
games are like for those West Coast guys,
Oh,
those
yeah.
fans. It's a 3 a.m. game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those balls will be gassed because they need to get the viewership in there.
Yeah. The one fun thing this week, as Dodger fans, is for spring training, we have a bunch of 3 a.m. and 8 p.m. games. So that's West Coast time for you. I guess that's 5 a.m., 10 p.m. Everett.
Just
Not sure how many
arguably
innings you're
worse
gonna.
somehow.
Yeah, I would say that like at least the 8 p.m. is reasonable.
The 3 a.m. maybe somehow you're still awake. The 5 a.m.
No,
no
I'm not
shot.
catching a 3 a.m. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna catch a 3 a.m. or
But like
maybe
there's a higher chance of you catching a 3 a.m. game than a 5 a.m. game.
Well, it's next Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh yeah, no, that's not happening.
I won't be doing that because March Madness. Well, ooh, I could pull an all-nighter for Thursday for see Yamamoto start, not Glasnow's, but Yamamoto's, and just go straight from Yamamoto into March
Yeah,
Madness.
the problem
get
is
like a 2 hour.
here's the
rest.
problem is if Yamamoto gets shelled based off of spring training, then you're gonna want to go to sleep. You're not gonna
Yeah,
want to stay
well,
awake.
the good news is I'll have a buffer time in between March Madness. I mean,
true.
March Madness is next week. Next episode will be the major pick preview episode. I cannot wait for that one. March Madness is creeping up on us. As Mark Titus like to say, it is the year of the cold ass white boy. Okay, Everett. It is the year of just white guys going out there pulling it from 3. What the hell's going on? This is going to be a very interesting March Madness year. We could see a lot of blue bloods at the top, going at it minus Purdue. Purdue will get bounced. They'll get bounced quick.
So is
But
Duke.
we could see, oh yeah, Duke's gonna get bounced quick. TikTok boy Jared McCain, no way they're going deep. But a lot of people are liking UConn. A lot of people are thinking them. My brother's still on the Houston train, has been on the Houston train for the last 8 years. It feels like I'm not on that train. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm not sure if UConn's gonna take it again this year, but if I'm gonna go early pick right now, early.
Say it.
You guys have to wait till next week. I'm not gonna give that pick yet. I don't know.
Wow.
What I do know is that the Dodgers are gonna sweep the Padres next week in Korea. That's what I do know. Hopefully. The one good news is that the Padres lineup, Machado, Tatis, Bogarts sucks. I'm not worried about him. Cronenworth, I'm more afraid of than Bogarts. We can get those outs. Can they get Ohtani out? We'll find out.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
We'll
Especially
find out.
not playing in front of his guaranteed.
Ohtani.
So many people
I'm
from
gonna
Japan
set
are going to
the-
travel to Korea for this game. Unbelievable
I'm like
amount.
positive Ohtani's going deep in the first game. I'm so positive.
Yeah, no, I would concur with that. I would be
Sportsbook
going
partner,
Yerfees.
I would say
Yerfees game one. Yerfees game one.
Oh, Everett's calling for the Yerf. Oh yeah, we definitely gotta call Yerf game one.
Yerf game
It's gonna be
one.
juiced. It's gonna be
They
juiced.
will be
and,
juiced.
And like, I'm gonna bet the over underline.
Who's
I'm not sure
pitcher
Musgrove
day
is
one?
their
You
starter.
Darvish's game one pitcher? Yeah. Yerfie.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I think they set it up so that the starting pitchers are like one like Asian representative per game. So game one is Yu Darvish, game two is Yamamoto. I think it's you versus Glasnow and Joe Musgrove
idea.
versus Yamamoto.
It would be really, really funny if they told the Padres are like, oh, we want to start Musgrove game one. They're like, no, you have to have an Asian.
I legitimately think, well, I'm pretty sure it is Yu Darvish versus Glasnow and then Musgrove versus Yamamoto. I literally think they set it up so that way.
I don't think that's why, but
I mean,
I don't think that's why, but it could be. Yeah, I am seeing. Yeah, right now. Yeah, I don't know how these ESPN matchup predictor thing works. Minus 185 Dodgers right now. Good news is these are away games for the Dodgers. These are taking up Padres home games, not Dodgers.
That is sick. So. That is exactly what we like to hear. Little loud round of applause.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there. Great shit, Rob Manfred. Way to go out swinging. Way to do something good for once. Yeah, Mariners just beat the Dodgers 8-1 in spring training. Good shit, boys. But yeah, MLB, we're up and moving. Everything's looking good. We're about to make our way across the globe. But you got any more MLB updates, Everett?
No. I'm just ready for the season to start. See what we got.
One of them's they're taking one home game from us, one away game from us. So
I guess that's fair though. That's fair.
No, it's not. They should both be Padres home games.
Yeah, Rob Manfred. Hey man.
That's what would be
fair.
What
are we doing?
Yeah, actually the Padres series this year is kind of spread out. Early April, early mid-May, late July, late September.
Yeah.
Nice and spread out. I bet the Giants. I bet we probably got a back-to-back with the Giants. There's like fuck.
We always end up having a back-to-back with the Giants. It just kind of always happens.
Screw you, dogs. All right. Okay. College football time. So there's a snake in Columbus, Everett. I'm not sure if you've seen or heard the news, but this has gotten Columbus riled up. Yeah, exactly how you look right now. That's exactly how I reacted this morning when I fucking read my phone, okay? All those faces you just made, I did that tenfold, all right?
Yeah, we got a nice little set of thumbnails from me there from my Poland attack.
Long time Ohio State running back coach hired in 2015 under Urban Meyer, Tony Alford, has left to become the running back coach for whoever.
Michigan.
the Michigan Wolverines. Oh my God. It's not the fact that he's leaving. It's the fact he's going to
Go to
Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay? That's why. That's why. And it's not like he's their OC. He's
The same
lateral
job.
move, running back coach. This is what makes him the snake.
Is he like an assistant head coach or something at least? Like there's like a positional
I
upgrade?
believe he's the running game coordinator. I think he had that at Ohio
So you got
State.
someone. Okay,
I think
never
he
mind
got
then.
that. I think he had that
Never
at
mind
Ohio
then.
State. I don't know to be honest, but that seems like something they just bullshit title they tag on to you. Sure. But no, Tony has left and gone to Michigan. This is what really grinds my gears though, Everett. It's not the fact that he's leaving. What hurts is knowing that apparently this has been in the works, in discussions for like 4 to 6 to 8 weeks now. And Tony Alford has just been sitting here like the Russians, spying on Ohio State, taking in everything he can learn and reporting back to fucking the cheaters themselves. Okay.
Yeah, he's
They're
looking
back
at
at it again
Quinshawn,
with their
getting all
stealing
that
shit.
information, getting injury reports.
Yeah, no, Quinshawn Trevion, literally, he was there to spy on them and take Chip Kelly's playbook. They literally waited for that Bill O'Brien, Chip Kelly shit to steam over. Waited for that. Oh, Chip's coming in. Okay, get his playbook. Wait for it. Then you can come. That's like what happened. That's why he's a snake. That's why he's dead to everyone in Columbus. Tony Alford, legitimately dead to me. I hope he steps on a Lego with no shoes on.
Whoa.
I said it. Not playing around. That's how mad I am. That's how upset I am. I wish that he stepped on a Lego.
Long Lego, like one of the long pieces, or like
I'm talking like 8 one-piecers all together.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
mean.
What about those little Lego
a handful of
things?
two-brickers, a handful.
Devious.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this Tony. Tony seemed like a guy that I would want my future son to
what
play
Tony
for.
just did.
Never.
You just completed
Never.
building the Lego Death Star. He just picked it up, threw it on the ground, shattered it everywhere.
Essentially, yes. That's essentially what he did. What he just did, I can't even put into words how angry I am and just disappointed.
Well, you
really.
just told him to step on Legos. I think that contextualizes it pretty well.
That is true. But wow, to go to Michigan, he is bringing over the playbook and everything, all the recruiting information, scouting, everything he knows. He's bringing it all over. Just a snake, absolute snake. Tony Alford, you're dead to me. You're dead to everyone in Columbus. Apparently, though, this has kind of made sense to a degree. Couple weeks, maybe a month ago, they announced a bunch of contract extensions for the coaches. Who was the one coach that didn't get one? Running back coach, Tony Alford. It was interesting back then. I was a little confused. But
now is he a holdover from Urban Meyer's staff?
Yeah, he was hired in 2015. He coached Zeke for a year.
Zeke, JK.
JK is the only recruit
Sermon
that he's ever had that has been an NFL running back.
Yeah, Trey Sermon sucks in the league. Trying to think of anybody else.
Master Teague.
I don't even know what. I didn't even know he played in the NFL.
Once again, I think he was a practice squad Steelers. Not sure if he ever made it. I was joking there. But when it comes to him, at the end of the day, yes, he got Trevion Henderson. That was good. He got Quinshawn Judkins. That was good. But he is really only produced one NFL running back, and he
could have had Donovan Edwards.
So bad in the 2021.
Could have had Donovan Edwards.
Well, I'll take the Trevion Henderson. Like I won't be mad at him over that. I'm more mad at JJ McCarthy. over or Honda McCord over JJ McCarthy. Way more mad about that. But he missed out on Richard Young. He missed out on Justice Haynes. He missed out on so many players. He absolutely shot his pants whenever he had to go to South Florida. Hartline and Walton, when they go to South Florida, they get the job done. They lock that shit up. Tony Alford, ultimately, this could be a good thing. It may have been an emotional attachment keeping him on the staff because he's been on since 2015. But at the end of the day, he was dead weight. I'm fine cutting him. If anything, this lights a fire under the ass. The players are pissed. Quinshawn is mad.
Pissed.
Quinshawn's really mad. But the boys are pissed. That's what I like to see.
You know what? This adds just even more reason to beat them come the game.
Yeah, no, exactly. This definitely motivates the team a little bit more. And you know what? Maybe this gets Chip Kelly a little innovative right now. He's like, well, my whole fucking playbook
throw that out the window.
Arbor, so we're gonna have to think about.
They literally found a way to innovate Connor Stallions. Like they took Connor Stallions and then leveled him up. Is what just happened.
I mean, I'm not gonna take shot. This one's completely legal. Taking it.
This is legal, but that's what I'm saying. They were like legal. Connor Stallions. That shit,
I'm not mad
that was
at
illegal.
Michigan. I'm mad at Tony Alford. Okay,
no, I know. But I'm saying,
Michigan,
hey, Connor Stallions was illegal. They were like, how do we make this legal? How do we make this?
I will joke though that vintage Michigan got to steal.
God,
go figure. I mean, the president of the school supports it. So, hey. Yeah, I guess that is what it takes to be a Michigan man these days. But yeah, that was my big college football update. You got any other updates in the college football landscape? Maybe we could make this a draft thing if you have anything on those to put in the
yeah, we could transition a little bit into the draft.
I don't have anything on the draft, gonna be honest.
So it was noted, but I gotta just double check this source real quick. Okay, it was noted by a senior NFL insider for CBS Sports that the New England Patriots will look for a wide receiver in the draft and have quote unquote moved on. I'm assuming if that was out of context, they didn't say moved on for what, but I'm assuming that means moved on from drafting a quarterback. Not necessarily outside of my expectation, as
they signed Jacoby, correct?
As I said,
bringing him home.
Yes, Jacoby is home for, I believe it's a 1-year deal. Which, by the way, they paid him less than the Vikings paid for Sam Darnold. But we'll get into that. All of this, by the way, up until the draft in a month from now, all of this is smoke and mirrors. Like, do not believe a single thing that you hear. Absolutely nothing. Even Caleb Williams being number 1, don't fucking believe that because shit could go any direction. All right, but
I'm gonna stick to that one. But true.
Let's assume that or Jaden Daniels going to, right? That's a little bit more in the hypothetical world. Let's assume that this happens though. So that would mean we have quarterbacks off 1 and 2. If the Patriots want to draft a wide receiver at 3, that's Marvin Harrison. If not, that is a prime position for one of these other teams to trade up, namely the Giants or the Vikings from 11. I would say it's much harder to trade up from 11 than it is from, I believe, 6.
I think there's a very good chance we could make a trade.
You're not trading up for a quarterback.
Oh, no.
I'm talking trading up. But I'm saying if this pick becomes available because they're trade up. I'm saying if this pick becomes available because they're interested in a wide receiver, that changes everything because then that means that either of those two teams will be able to trade up to go and draft a quarterback, which would most likely be Drake May, Jaden Daniels in this situation. And if that happens, okay, then you have the Vikings and maybe the Broncos sitting up to trade up with the Chargers at 5 to get JJ McCarthy. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but it is something to note. And if Marvin Harrison goes to let's just say they don't trade. Let's say they take Marv at 3. What do the Cardinals do at 4? Do they draft Malik Neighbors? Do they go offensive line? Do they trade back? Like, because here's my thing. If you're the Cardinals at 4, right? Chargers are at 5. You've heard from your Chargers insiders that they're going to draft a lineman. All right. I think they need a weapon, but we'll see based on how the Mike Williams cut changes the field. But if the Cardinals are at 4, they could trade back out of it because now their wide receivers that they might want to draft are going to be later. The corners that they're going to want to draft are going to be later. So they have a lot more options and they could get draft assets. So it's going to be really interesting to see because really the whole draft comes down to what the Patriots do at 3. And if they go quarterback, if they go another position, because if they stay there and they do not draft a quarterback, everybody's draft goes out the window.
Now, what do you think about a potential Patriots draft Marv 3 trade for Justin Fields?
I mean, I'd be really surprised by that. Justin Fields market. I know that's what you want as a dynasty owner, but Justin Fields market is kind of in the shitter right now. It is absolutely like they thought that they would be able to get a second, third round pick for him, something like that. And like if you look at the Sam Darnold trade to the Panthers like 2 years ago, they got a second, a fourth, and a sixth, I believe. I don't believe that. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. They effectively trade like they got what they got for Brian Burns is what they essentially had to give up for Sam Darnold. But I don't think that the market for Justin Fields is really there. I think like it was reported, many teams are looking at him as a backup. And a lot of teams have signed other players instead of trading for Justin Fields, which is kind of concerning for Justin Fields' stock. And that's like the big thing to note. A lot of people are like, okay, maybe second, third round pick. I honestly think that he ends up going for like a fifth, if that, maybe a combination of things. But I do think that it's going to be a lot less than projected. Maybe the Patriots get him, maybe they don't. But right now it's looking like he's going to end up staying in Chicago.
Which is just, oh, God.
Yeah, so how are you feeling about your quarterback situation on your dynasty team right now?
Well, I don't even care about that. I just care about Justin as a person.
Oh, I know you do, but
that's such a disappointment. I guess
it is interesting to me, and I like it is like a sub 10% chance that this happens.
I don't know. Maybe there's a chance he could like Baker Mayfield.
Well, it's like a sub 10.
I just don't think he'll start this year.
But my thing is, well, here's the thing: you can't if he ends up on the team, regardless if you draft Caleb Williams, he needs to start if he's on the team because you need to up his trade value. You need to be.
I just if they're not getting any trades from now, then he's just gonna like be off the team.
They're not gonna cut him. Like that's just stupid.
Well, they're not gonna re-sign him.
No, but I'm saying there's still a 5th-year option that needs to be exercised. That can be exercised. So if he's still on the team,
they're not gonna.
Hey, let me make my point.
Justin.
If he's on the team, if you cannot trade him this offseason, and he is on the team at the start of the regular season, he's going to have to start because you're going to want to be able to get something for him in return. You're not going to want to just let him walk.
Well, if there is no value out of him, then I think it's okay.
There's no value right now. There's no value right now because he had a minimal performance this year. He was hurt.
But I saw
and teams
this is where the disconnect is.
This is where the disconnect. Teams know.
Everett, this is the disconnect. So I saw someone the other day just be like, what the Bears should do is they should actually keep Justin Fields and have him start at the start of the year and have him just play well and then trade him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, just
Justin
play well.
Fields
Yeah,
play well. That's the problem. Every time he steps on the field, he lowers the fucking value. Okay, like.
I don't necessarily agree with that. The back half of his season was actually pretty good.
It's done.
The back half of his season was not bad. The other thing is, here's the thing. Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Justin, the career's over. I hate to admit it. It's done.
I'm just saying.
Sucks.
Let's put it this way. If nobody's
quarterback coach opening in Columbus.
If nobody is willing to trade for Justin Fields now and he stays on the team, it will not hurt him to start him. It might hurt the team, but the only thing that can happen is that you up his stock. His stock could not get lower. People don't want to trade for him.
But this is the thing.
The Bears also showed all of their cards.
But if you're the Bears, what is your priority? Caleb Williams, or let's milk an extra. Let's go from 4th to 3rd with
given the fact that the Bears
I can understand Justin can start.
If the Bears have a
I think Caleb's ready to start. but that's just me.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Caleb's ready for prime time.
Yeah, he had primetime versus Notre Dame. How'd that one end?
Dude, I'm just saying Anthony Richardson walked in, started
Look,
right
I'm
away,
not.
like
You
100
know,
snaps.
how much I like Caleb Williams. I stood 5 feet from him and watched what he did
Exactly.
to my
I
team.
know. That's
But
why I'm
that
shocked.
doesn't
Not
mean
even that, but
that
I'm
doesn't
just
mean
shocked right
that
now.
that doesn't
I
mean
gotta
that
talk up Caleb.
he wouldn't use some time to sit and just watch, right? But like that goes for
Wait,
every
who's his
single rookie
offensive
quarterback.
coordinator?
I don't know. I don't know who they
Because
just hired.
whoever that is, I take back what I said. He'll definitely need like a couple months before he's ready.
But like I said, the Bears showed all of their cards when it came to their quarterback situation.
Him and Caleb and DeAndre Swift.
Ooh. Questionable. The Bears showed all their cards when they were saying that they'd draft Caleb Williams, because now everybody's like, hey, if you don't want Justin Fields, why do I want Justin Fields? And if you're already drafting a quarterback, I know I could get him for less, because you might cut him if you can't get anything, right? You might just release him. So why would I be willing to trade things? But the thing is, if he starts playing, he plays well, then obviously more teams would be interested in that. The most likely scenario is he gets traded on draft day. That's the most. It would be like, let's say the Vikings trade up, they snipe JJ McCarthy. Let's say 1, 2, 3.
What if they found out that no one went to Justin Fields' birthday party?
That most likely happened with Caleb Williams. But let's just say
I did hear that rumor.
Let's just say quarterbacks go off 1, 2, 3 on the board, right? Vikings and Broncos are still there. Vikings trade up, draft JJ McCarthy, right? Broncos are then left either getting Bo Nix or Michael Penix in the first round, or they trade for Justin Fields, which I would say would be more likely than wasting a pick in the first round of Bo Nix. So, you trade a late pick, like that's the kind of scenario that I could see happen.
Hey, Bo Nix has the most games ever played in college football history. Ooh, the San Diego Padres are acquiring Dylan Cease from the White Sox. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think the Padres would be trying to cop someone right now, but all right.
Yeah, you'd think the Yankees would be.
Well, they're gonna go get Snell.
Yeah, but I mean, still, they could have traded for something. Speaking about quarterbacks, Vikings have signed Sam Darnold. I was not happy with that.
For
to wake up to that one,
$10 million.
Yes. I think that's a little bit less than Gardner Minshew and $2 million more than Jacoby Brissett. The report is they're hoping,
more than Jameis too.
Yeah, the report is they're hoping that he becomes this year's Baker Mayfield and plays exceptionally well. Keyword on there is a hope, because I highly doubt that happens.
This year's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I highly doubt that that's going to happen. People are like, well, look, like wasn't ever in a good situation on the Jets or on the Panthers, and then he sat behind Shanahan all this season. That doesn't mean that he's going to innately be a better quarterback on a different team. Like that it's not really how it works. Sometimes it works that way, and other times it doesn't. It's fully dependent. We saw it with Geno Smith. We've seen it kind of with Baker Mayfield, even though Baker Mayfield still had some pretty bad moments this year. Maybe
but he won a playoff game, and that's all that matters.
He beat the Eagles, and that's really all that matters. And then the Eagles do what the Eagles do best, and they just sign absolutely everybody, which is disgusting. But here's my question for you. We talked about last episode, Eagles signed Saquon Barkley, as that was like a revenge thing, going to a nemesis right after contract disputes. What's worse, Saquon to the Eagles from the Giants,
Tony Alford going to Michigan, Tony Alford going to
or
Michigan.
Aaron Jones going to the Vikings from the Packers?
Okay. Wait. Say it one more time.
What is worse, Saquon from the Giants to the Eagles?
Saquon
keyword is the Giants to the Eagles, not like Cowboys.
Saquon or Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones from the Packers to the Vikings.
I'm going to have to. Ooh, fuck.
Keep in mind, it's Giants to Eagles, not Cowboys to Eagles. Giants.
No, I know. I would just say the Packers Vikings on a 1-to-1 rivalry beef is way bigger. I think but I think Giants fans are more emotional. I could be wrong here.
Oh, I don't know if they're more emotionally attached. It's like a civil war in there.
Then Packers to Aaron Jones.
It's like a civil. It's like
a
civil war.
You're much closer to the Packers side.
Well, I have Giants fans friends, and they were basically like it was a civil war divide between fans in the fan base between keeping Saquon and letting him go. I think everybody's pissed off he's on the Eagles, but I think that some people are like we should have let him go anyways. Everybody was confused why Josh Jacobs was signed and Aaron Jones was let go because Aaron Jones is like notably a team guy. He's been on the team, wanted to retire a Packer, like all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I would say just name weight Saquon to the Eagles. I understand the Aaron Jones thing though. I totally get it.
I think that the Giants did Saquon so dirty that it makes sense why he'd be pissed off. But I think that Aaron Jones basically getting hit with a curveball, being like, "Hey, we're signing a better another running back for more money than you. See you later." After actually being one of the better running backs in the
that
league,
was just
is just
startling.
heinous. That's just heinous.
When I saw the Josh Jacobs sign to the Packers, I was like, well,
Like
this is
what?
going to be an interesting offense. And then 7 minutes later, Aaron Jones come like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And then Aaron Jones to the Vikings, I was like, okay, this is now
It's getting
something.
juicy.
Now this might be Zadarius Smith to Minnesota. Who knows?
Yeah, Zanarius Smith just notably hated the Packers and Aaron Rodgers specifically. But other thing with the Vikings, Harrison Smith has returned. He's back. I'm assuming for his final year.
Yeah, if I think I read something saying he plans on it being his retirement tour year. So
I
shout out
didn't
Harrison
read
Smith.
that, but I'm assuming that's the case. He just took a massive restructure, opening up $10 million in the cap space. So thank you, Harrison. Viking for life right there. Harry the Hitman doing some dirty work there. But like that's mostly it with Vikings news. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of what happens over the next couple days and with the draft and everything. Uh, do you want to get into the Chargers right now? Do you want to?
Yeah, let's get into some Chargers news. So, first starting off as expected, Mike Williams cut, released. It's been, Mike was a guy that when he was drafted, I remember back in, I believe it was 14.
Something like that.
Drafted Mike, 7th overall, and he's had a lot of injury problems, a lot of injury issues that have plagued his career. Probably mostly due to our staff, if anything, but has definitely plagued us. But we're expecting big things out of Mike in the future. There's a chance he still comes back on like a cheaper deal, and we do end up keeping him at the end of the day. But we could not agree to a renegotiation terms. So he'll hit the open market coming off an ACL.
The best scenario for the Chargers, at least. Not for him. Not great for him, but
yeah, no, not for him. But Khalil Mack restructured will be staying with the team. That's the slightly more interesting, important news. I believe as of right now, Chargers are around 8 mil under the cap. So still need some work, some moves to be made. Still need some work to be done. I do think Bosa's probably just going to be dead weight. If
probably.
I were to guess.
I mean, like, here's the other thing is like they might be riding out some of these contracts to be able to offload them next season, kind of deal. I'm assuming that some of them probably have a lot of dead money or something that they don't want to take on. And that might be a reason why they're keeping some guys around. Obviously, Keenan Allen had essentially
Keenan Williams.
I mean,
sounds
for a while
like
there seemed like
injury walking machine.
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah, Keenan Williams is never going to see the field. He's just going to be in the medical tent the whole time.
Yeah, Keenan Allen had, I would say, arguably a career year. Like, I don't really know what, like, comparatively, but I believe it was the best season of his career.
Yeah, ironically, if there was one bright spot last season, it was Keenan. Nothing else, though.
Yeah, now there's a hole at wide receiver 2 and 3 for the Chargers. Yeah,
and 4 and 5 and
Quentin
6.
Johnston is not the guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes on the team that we need to fix.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Jim Harbaugh got there. It was like,
he's like, thank God the weather's nice, because everything else about this job sucks.
I got Herbert. We got
Herbert. Yeah, Herbert and the weather. Other than that, motherfucker, this is a pain in the ass. But yeah. It should be exciting though. I do think though that we are okay getting rid of Bosa because of
yeah, no, I mean,
how well he played last year.
I'd be okay
I think we're very comfortable moving off of him too. And
it's
also
just interesting. I mean, you guys haven't signed any wide receivers, have you?
Hell no. I couldn't tell you the last time the Chargers got a new wide receiver. Maybe Mike Williams.
DeAndre Carter. In free agency.
That was mean.
I think it's DeAndre Carter.
That was mean, because that is correct. That's actually the last free agent wide receiver.
You have Keelan Doss.
I'm not sure if he's no.
He might be a practice squad guy. Okay. Yeah. Other news, really.
Oh, I forgot to mention last week, Eric Kendricks has been cut. Thank you for your service in LA, Eric. I mean, he was a key leader, integral part of the locker room. I know Minnesota would actually definitely not welcome him back. You guys just signed 2 linebackers. So no,
We're
not
good.
welcome back in Minnesota.
We are A-okay on that one.
Don't know where Eric's going.
He just signed with the 49ers, actually. They needed depth.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I think they're trying to get Azeez Al-Shaair
he's a Niner.
and Azeez signed with the Texans, so they're kind of on a hit or miss basis there. Others linebacker though, old linebacker Bobby Wagner signed with the Commanders today. The Commanders just signing, like, they're doing a retirement tour right now. They signed Zach Ertz, they signed Bobby Wagner. They signed another fossil. I don't remember who it was, but they're getting some old guys in there right now and some real locker room presence. I don't know if Dan Quinn knows it's 2024. He might still think it's 2014. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find just pull up some like recent free agent signings, just kind of get it up so I can look at.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how everything shapes out for the Chargers. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that first round pick. But well, there's something else that I was going to say. I can't really remember. I do have some rule proposal changes to go over for the NFL.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I was just trying to think.
Are these original?
No. This was not a joke segment. This was literally that would have been a great segment.
No, I
that
thought.
Would have been fantastic.
Are you coming up with rule changes?
No, that's what we really should have done. That's really if we were paying more attention, we would have done that. That's on the unnamed intern for not reminding us. By the way, that's on you. That's on you.
I did not know you had that on the menu.
No, that would have been fantastic. Wow. But the only other thing, curveball today. Calvin Ridley is on the Titans now. So interesting developments there. I do not believe that he is set up to bet. I don't believe Tennessee is a sports legalized gambling state. We might need to check on that one for the Titans and his own well-being. But yeah, let's get into some rule changes here. Let's look at these rule proposals. So do you want me to read them one by one, or you want me to go through all of them? We can talk about it afterwards.
We can just go through all of them. And
okay.
I'll take some notes. I'll take some notes while this happens, so I can have some. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
So some we'll go through the non-fun ones first. All right, like
let's go boring to exciting.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Detroit amendment was to protect the club's ability to challenge a third time if you have a successful challenge the first time. So essentially, you get 3 challenges if the first one hits.
So if you challenge the first time, get it correct, you get the second. If you get that, get it correct, you get a third.
Yeah, you'll have 2 more challenges.
And save the timeouts.
Yes.
Got it.
So that's theirs. The next one. by Philly. Philly loves to do these, by the way. Theirs was to
Yeah, I feel
eliminate
like
the
Phillies got a lot of these.
Phillies to eliminate the first touch spot after the receiving team possesses the ball. All right. So that's like they grab the ball and they immediately throw the flag down or whatever to like mark that, right?
Yes.
Indianapolis had one that permits a coach or replay official to challenge any foul that has been called inside of 2 minutes. So that would be a very big amendment there, so that you could challenge within 2 minutes, which I think is necessary at this point because I know it slows the game down. But you know how many calls last year were just absolute horseshit within 2 minutes that
Yeah.
define games? A lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of them were in favor for the Chiefs. Not calling anybody out, but I am.
I
and
am
then
too. Fuck
this
the
is the
Chiefs.
most fun one. This is the one that like
Okay.
genuinely would be really cool.
Okay.
So this is by Philly. All right. So kind of sucks that we kind of need to cheer this on because it's Philly's proposal, but it is okay. Their amendment is to permit a team to maintain possession of the ball after a score by substituting one offensive play, 4th and 20 from the kicking team's 20-yard line for an onside kick. So
this
essentially
is like XFL.
You get 1 4th and 20 conversion
Yes.
instead of kicking an onside kick.
An onside kick.
I highly doubt that that's going to be passed, but
yeah, it's a fun idea, and
would be
I am more open
sweet.
to that than onside kicking because onside kicking is such low percentage probability. Like
also, like
a 4th
tell me
and
this.
20. I mean,
riddle me this, right? Because I'm assuming there was also a rule that onside kicks were only going to be allowed if you were like losing or something like that. I think that was another one.
I saw one of those too. Which I mean, this isn't Pee Wee football, folks. Come on, we don't do that.
They're looking at Sean Payton for that one when he started the second half or the first half with like an onside kickoff. But tell me this: let's say it's Super Bowl, right?
Breaking news! Former Browns quarterback and NFL comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, has agreed to an agreement with the Indianapolis Colts.
Honestly, that's kind of great for Anthony Richardson.
Is AR-15 not ready at the start of the year?
No, I believe he is, but that's like that's
just his
mentorship
buddy
thing. Yeah, like that's just
his homie.
Yeah, that's just good for him.
All right.
I also think that they're just
AR-15's real as fuck. Like,
but
what the fuck did I watch last year?
Tell me this. Yeah, and you were down big on him. You did not like him.
He had negative college experience. He could not hit the side of a fucking barn in Gainesville. I mean, it was all pure NFL hype attributes, and it worked. And that's why I'm like so starstruck.
Shane Steichen is just.
I'm gonna follow his career closer than CJ's. Because CJ's, at least I can see it coming.
Yeah, the sick one is I get to follow
despite
both
the
of
Ohio
them.
State. Well,
I'm following both of them.
Well, I mean, I get to follow both of them too, by choice. The thing is, if a life-threatening injury ever happened to both of them, you would be heartbroken like I am with Justin Fields, and hopefully you never have to feel that way. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Felt that already.
But okay, tell me this. Let's imagine it's the Super Bowl, right? Let's imagine your team is down 1 touchdown, 40 seconds left, right? They have to kick an onside kick in order to have a chance of winning the game, right? You're sitting there on the couch, right? You're like, this game's over, not getting an onside kick. But wait, there's no longer onside kicks. You could take a 4th and 20. Can you imagine how electric that would, even if it falls horribly short, but to see a actual conversion play, everything's on the line kind of deal? Like,
well, I'm not even really thinking about it from that angle. I'm more so just thinking it's actually like possible. And like,
it is possible, but that's also why it is more electric.
Be down multiple touchdowns when there's 2 minutes left, and
like that is also why it's like it's more fun
also
to watch.
To a degree though, it's to a degree, it breaks the beautiful sport that we know and love. And having a double-digit lead with 2
When was
minutes
the
left,
last time you
and
saw an
now back
onside
in the
kick be
game.
successful?
I cannot tell you.
Yeah, that's case in point. It
No, 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 no,
essentially
no,
means it's not a part of the game.
exactly. No, no, exactly. Like if you have a double-digit lead, 2 minutes left, game over, done.
Yeah, no, GG. Unless you got Pat McAfee, but he is
Unless you
not.
have Patrick Mahomes,
that
game
that
over.
too. That too.
Game over.
That too. But yeah, I don't really have much else going on outside of that. I don't know if you have anything else.
Not necessarily, to be honest. I am just very excited for March Madness next week. The college basketball right now up and moving. And it is moving, Everett, let me tell you. We got Big 12 going on. Big 12 championship, Kansas in the second round. BYU playing. We got a lot going on. There's a lot of basketball to watch right now, Everett. So stay strapped. Selection Sunday coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I do think that it's interesting though. I think we've seen more players this year go to teams that are within division than ever before. Saquon went in division. We had two players on the Ravens. We had Geno Stone go to the Bengals.
We didn't talk about
Patrick
Calvin
Queen
Ridley getting 92
well,
million.
I did say before I went into that Calvin Ridley signed with the Titans, and then I was talking about it not being a gambling state. We had to figure that one out, and you were just like, yeah. This is the second time this week that you just have not paid attention to things. I swear.
No. I just feel like the focus there is the 92. The Calvin Ridley also. How the hell did he get 92 million? What? I mean, we know Tennessee is the place where
how much of it was a bonus?
Die.
How much of it was a bonus for
50
him?
50 guaranteed.
But I'm saying how much was a bonus if he did not sports bet? Like, what was the bonus in there for him not gambling?
Maybe there's a wager that if he places a bet in Nashville.
Can you imagine? He was
all
sitting
that
there.
Guaranteed money's gone.
He's negotiating with
I still think if we get him and Kayshon Boutte together in New England, that could have been great.
Can you imagine?
That
He's sitting there.
Special.
He's sitting there with the GM of the Titans. I don't know what his name is. He's just like, all right, let's wager right now. Coin flip, heads, you're giving me $50 million signing bonus. Tails, I pay you $50 million signing bonus.
I just got the Spectrum Sportsnet stream up, and they are showing Freddie Freeman's dad, Frederick Freeman. Not what I thought he would look like.
No.
Not what I thought he would look like. Wow. Frederick Freeman. Wow. Anyway,
I'm picturing a very tan man in a Hawaiian floral shirt and sunglasses.
I mean, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Treylon Burks,
Tajay Spears,
Tony Alford, and Tajay Spears.
That should have been the first name out of your mouth. That was disrespectful.
Well, I was going over everyone. I was going over the receivers: Ridley, D-Hop, Treylon Burks. Forget Treylon Burks. D-Hop was good last year, though.
Yeah.
But you add add an Oni Allard and Tajay Spears. Oh yeah, okay. Diop had 1,000 yards, 7 tubbies.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had that in him still.
The last thing, which now makes sense because this would be something that this organization would do. James Franklin, your favorite head coach in the Big Ten Conference, said that Eagles general manager Howie Roseman spoke directly with Saquon Barkley during the negotiating period, which is considered tampering by NFL rules. You're only allowed to negotiate with the agents of players, not converse with the players directly. Assuming that this is the rule, I don't really know what the penalty would be, but the Eagles are officially cheaters.
The players are their own agents like Lamar and Jalen Hurts?
You are allowed to negotiate with them if they are personally represented. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. Oh,
okay.
Oh, the biggest thing I forgot. Bengals fans, Justin Jefferson is not going to your team. I don't know how many times we have to have this conversation. All right. I don't understand how many times we need to have this conversation.
I haven't heard this one.
It has been literally in all of my feed for the last 3 days.
They just want LSU. They just want LSU.
It will be. I saw one from the Chargers too, by the way. You got to talk to
Yeah.
some people. You
Dude,
guys have
there's not
problems.
money. There's no money to
I
do
saw
it.
one from the Chargers fans. There's like, we should give the Vikings Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Mike Evans, and a first-round pick for Justin Jefferson. And we're like, so give us all of your really shitty contracts for old
Can
players
you
and a
afford
first-round
that?
pick. No, no, and we don't want them. Like, yes, offload all of your shit to us.
There's
We'll
a
give you the best
team
player
that
in the
can
NFL.
afford it. I know there's a team that could.
It's probably the Texans before they signed people.
No, the Patriots I think could do it.
No, the Commanders have the number one cap space. That's what it was.
Still,
But not even, I don't know who has it now. But yeah, no. One Bengals. You cannot pay for
Titans. They have the number one cap space right now, 72 mil.
I think they could probably only take like two
That's
of them.
post Calvin Ridley signing too. So they had some
Wild.
FU money.
Yeah, no, Bengals. You cannot afford to pay Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Joe Burrow. The Vikings will not trade you anything for probably less than Joe Burrow, or unless you want to give us Jamar. And if you're not willing to pay T. Higgins $20 million, why in the world would you think that you would pay Justin Jefferson 30? That makes zero cohesive sense.
I mean, you guys got to keep Jamar.
The most
first.
delirious thing is I saw somebody like fully serious being like, T. Higgins, a second and a fourth for Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry, what? T. Higgins, a second and a fourth for Justin Jefferson.
When they're both in the same scenario,
does that happen?
They have to. Yeah, I don't. No comment.
The one thing that I do think though with Justin Jefferson is if a extension is not met this offseason, there's two options. All right. One, he plays out this year, he gets franchise tagged, and we either tag and trade him or gets an extended off the franchise tag. Two, but either way, if he does not get extended this offseason, he will get a franchise tag next year. Two, he's traded at the deadline in the middle of the season. Those are the two options if there's not an extension this offseason. Which sucks for me. Would suck royally for me. But those are the two things.
I'm just scrolling through future salary cap years. 2025 looking good for both of us. Vikings currently third in cap space for 2025 at 130 mil. Chargers a little bit down the line at seventh, 110 mil. The only team in the negative for 2025, you guessed it,
the Saints.
Your New Orleans Saints. 60 million in the red for 2025.
Oh yeah. What? They always. I was talking to one of our resident Saints fans here, not the one we had on the podcast, another one. And they were like, "Yeah, like we're finally set up. Like in 2 years, we're in the green. Like we're good." I was like, "Yeah, but next year when you're 60 million negative, that's going to take out of the 80 mil you have in positive in 2 years. So we'll see where we're at after that."
They're going to just have to structure galore. Holy shit! Structure galore.
The worst thing is, how do you get in that situation and not even be competitive?
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's the worst part of it.
Steamrolling through the NFC South right now, but they are.
Yeah, and
it's because of Derek Carr.
We
actually know why.
And I think Taysom has a big contract. I think that Michael Thomas's contract was disgusting. He fell off face of the earth.
Dude, Derek Carr is a 50 mil cap hit 2025.
I think they actually would have to take on cap to trade him. I think they have negative cap for trading him.
No, they can cut him next year.
No, but I'm saying this year.
Yeah, my goodness. But you got anything else for this episode?
No, I'm doing a quick little double check here. Just to see if there's anything that we missed. I'm really not seeing anything. A lot of the big NFL news obviously happened a couple days ago. Outside of that, no, nothing else going on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens the rest of this week going into next week. Next week, we'll obviously have our March Madness conversation, whatever you want to call it. And we'll probably have some more information on the NFL draft, especially going forward. Our NFL segments will transition more from what we have been doing to the NFL draft and to looking towards the future of the NFL. as we get into the kind of dead period of sports, which kind of sucks here. Um,
Yeah, post like Masters, March Madness, Final Four.
Gets
It's
spooky. Gets spooky.
that's where you hit the Sunday scaries of the sports season. Okay, like I got no other way to put it than that. But yeah.
Yeah. But I think that that's it. I think that's how we'll wrap our episode up today. Knowing our luck, we're going to end this, and the moment we end it, it's going to be like Trevor Lawrence has been traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. Be like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Mac Jones is now the starting
yuck.
quarterback down there. But yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. You can please rate us 5 stars. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So make sure to subscribe to us, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday. All of our off-season wish lists that are and are not relevant now, you can find there, as well as other exclusive content. We posted Instagram as well, so make sure to check that out and follow us there. Make sure to follow me and Grant at Everett and at Waterboy Grant for our own personal content. And with that, we will see you guys in next week's episode. Waterboys out.